Good evening, this is Michael Levenfree, and today I want to bring you a very informative video that fall back on some of our traveling experience when we was traveling overseas for the durations of about a month and a half, almost 2 months over in Dominican Republic and Jamaica. And some of the things I wanted to point out to you guys that could make a very critical impact on some of your travel arrangements. And that's starting with making the proper choice of lodging during your days of traveling. And something we experienced this firsthand. Like I tell you guys, when I bring you videos, I'm talking to you from my experience. Not someone told me, not something that another YouTuber or someone that came up to me and just started telling me about something that happened. I try to bring you guys videos or information on something that happened to me directly or someone in my family. It happened to them, possibly. Now, what I'm about to share with you, some people will agree, some people may disagree, but it's just true facts. It's just keeping it 100. And this starts back when we entered the Dominican Republic. We had already, and I told you guys before, we had booked the Airbnb, and I thought I was familiar with the area, but it was actually across the street from an area that I was previously staying at, that I was thought I was familiar with the area, and I wanted to go back to the same area. Well, the area wasn't as pleasant, and it wasn't such of a, I want to say, quiet, and to me it wasn't more of a secured area to me. You know, some people might like it, some people might not, but that was my choice. I didn't prefer the area. And the reason why I say this again is, if you can, if it's possible, if it's all possible, when you are setting yourself out to travel abroad or maybe in state, and you're going to pick an Airbnb, and I'm talking about Airbnbs pretty much on this video, and you're going to pick an Airbnb, see if you can go on to your Airbnb account and send that host a direct message. And the reason why I say this is because those who use Airbnb know Airbnb hosts do not put their physical address to that place for a reason. And the only reason I can think they don't do it for security reason, such as if a person knows someone's staying there, they have the address, or if people have some ill will in the tent, they may see that the place is vacant because it's an Airbnb place. They may think that no one's there for a certain period of time. Someone may break into the place or vandalize the place, whatever it may be, whatever their reason for not telling you the physical address. But there have been cases where I was able to contact the host directly through the Airbnb app and ask them politely, what is the address to your Airbnb? And most of the time they will give you this. One reason I know they will give you this is because if they know you're coming from out of country, they know in order for you to fill out your e-ticket, such as the Dominican Republic, you're going to need a physical address where you're going to be residing at. So you ask them for that address, and most of the time they'll give you the address. So that's another way to get it, especially when they thinking they understand that you're going to need that address for immigration purpose. That's one of the reasons I know they'll give it to you. Another reason why I asked you to ask the host for their physical address is because I ran into this problem. And the reason why I'm telling you to ask for the physical address, because it would allow you the opportunity to recon that area to see if it's an area that you may be comfortable with, or it's an area that has accessible markets or stores near you that you can be able to access these things in the time of need, and you don't have to depend on transportation to get to them. You can basically walk in that area, especially if it's a safe area, to retrieve your groceries or get you something to eat or whatever it may be, or have some night entertainment in an area. Just something where you're close to mostly anything and able to walk to retrieve those items that you may need. That's one of the reasons I asked for the physical address. Most of the time I will retrieve the area first. I'll go, I don't make a commitment. Number one, let me back up. I don't make a commitment to that Airbnb until I know certainly that it's somewhere that I want to stay. And the reason why I say don't commit to any of those Airbnbs, because there are rules, there are stipulations. You may be staying 3 weeks somewhere, and you go ahead and book that Airbnb for 3 weeks. Think about it. It's an Airbnb that you are not comfortable with, but it's too late. You have already committed to the Airbnb. And not saying that Airbnb won't refund you or the host won't refund you if you get there and it's not something that of your standards or something you like, but all the headaches that comes with that, getting refunded your funds or paying a penalty if you don't cancel their booking prior to 24 hours of coming to your Airbnb. It goes on with a lot of rules, a lot of stipulation with Airbnb. And that's why I ask, it's very crucial that you find out if that's an area that you want to stay in. Not only that you're going to go through the riffraff, the problems of getting refunded, it also can be a negative impact onto your Airbnb profile, because the host's going to be upset because now they done tied up 3 weeks that they was thinking you were going to stay there, when you come and it's something you didn't like and you cancel on them. Now they got to put that back out there. Hopefully someone can go ahead and fill in those 3 weeks gap again, and they can have that rented out. It's going to cost them a little money as well. So just to eliminate those issues, you could be direct with the host if the host is understanding and they are 100% honest with you, with their guests, and honest with themselves, they would understand. But hopefully you get a place where you can go and check out the reviews. And this is another topic. Hopefully you go into a place where you can check out their reviews on Airbnb. What I used to do and what I still do, I'll go through and I'll read, not only because I had to learn this the hard way, I won't read maybe the first 10 or 15 reviews that may be there. I take my time and I go through all of the reviews now, because there's a lot of hidden reviews that someone may be telling you that other people are not telling you that do the reviews. And what I mean by that is, if you look at all the reviews and you see that all the bad outweigh the good, more likely that is an Airbnb that you do not want to rent. You do not want to rent that Airbnb, because there are a lot of hosts on Airbnbs now about that dollar, which is a business, but they have friends and family to make an Airbnb page, and they just go back and they start posting the same, saying the same thing about that host, about that place. And you start thinking, oh, well, they say it's awesome. This place is this place is that, this place is awesome. Then you go and read the negative and you see it's a pattern of the same cons about the place. And you're like, well, so many people said this about the place, it must be true. If you were smart and renting your Airbnb, and you've been doing this for a while, such as myself, I've been doing Airbnb for about 8-9 years, you would understand the concept of Airbnbs. And another thing, and I'm going to get off this, I'm going to end this video because I have more to talk to you guys about my travel experience as far as Airbnb and lodging. Another critical thing I want you to understand when it comes to reviews as well on Airbnbs. I just discovered this. I just discovered that the host was able, once they had reached so many negative reviews about their place, they have the capability now to remove, they can't remove the reviews, but they can remove the whole place in its entirety away from Airbnb and repost that place, that Airbnb property as a new property. And you know why I said this? Because I did some research. That one place that I ever had a problem with when I was in the Dominican Republic, I went back and I looked. The reviews that I wrote and all the 200 some people have wrote about that place, those reviews was gone. That place was reposted as a new property with the same pictures and photos that was there previously when I rented it and the other people that rented it. And then you go through there, the host portfolio, and you'll see that same apartment has about 30, 40 pictures of the same apartment, but they're listed it as new property or different properties. You got to check that. You got to pay attention to the fine print. Go and do your research on your Airbnbs before you commit to those Airbnbs. Because most of the time, people are letting you know before you get there, if you just take the time to understand. Now, don't get me wrong. There are going to be some time where people are like me, have pet peeves about certain things. They may not like certain things. There may be too much light coming in the bedroom. And then they may try to find an excuse to complain about something. But most of the time, if you read all of those reviews and you see that it is a pattern history of negative things going on, 9 out of 10, it is true. So don't be bamboozled about those pictures that they're posting on Airbnb, because some of them are old pictures, photos of that place maybe 8, 9, 10 years ago. And that place doesn't look like that anymore. They have changed the furniture. The furniture has gotten older. The place have got molded. I mean, all kind of things that could be going on. They could even be to replace the furniture with new furniture and haven't changed the photos. So it's just something that you're gonna have to understand when it comes to traveling, renting Airbnbs. Not all Airbnbs are going to be the same, and you have to do your homework. You definitely have to do your homework when it comes down to Airbnb. This is just something that I learned, and I wanted to pass this information on to you guys so you don't have to experience things that I experienced. And as I experience out and travel, if I'm able to, I'm going to keep you guys enlightened on things that I run into, some of the issues that I run into, so you don't have to experience some of the hardship or some of the pain that I went through, because that's what I do. I am my brother's keepers, my brother and sister's keeper. And if I can continue to bring you guys something that may make your travel or your day more easier than mine, so be it. I will do it. But I appreciate you guys watching as always. Until the next one. Bye now. Peace. One love.
So don't be wasting my time. Listen, if I failed, at least I tried. Listen, love and freedom is what I do.